What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Itz-Beez-Da, TrackStar, and welcome back to another dancehall video tutorial. Not so much dancehall, but more of a FL Studio tutorial, another one, right? So somebody link me and comment and say, oh, we can get him plugin list to show up like mine. So I'm telling him I'm going to do a video and upload it. So step one, you install the plugins, whatever, you get them in the FL Studio. Boom. But you want them to look kind of like mine, so like I got Fab Filter, Mono, Dynamics, you see compressor, this a gate, multiband compressor. Or if I go in a like Kush Audio, you see channel strip, Dynamics, EQ, Harmonix, Reverb. I had to do that manually. That's the only downside to this. The only good thing what I can say is because for whatever reason I like making life easy and I not like when I do shit. I don't know why. I go put a link in the description to my plugin structure folder and me show you exactly how you get to the plugin structure folder. So, firstly, when you install the plugins, they will be in this form, like this. Boom. These are the plugins I have installed. Isn't it? Pages and pages and pages, and nobody no want to sift through this to look for one plugin. So, in a FL Studio, you have a thing what them call categories. So we can go, and all the way at the end, when you scroll, you go see categories, simple, and tree. If we put categories, what that I go do is it I go break out the list into, the different manufacturers. So Audiarity, Cable Guys, Camel Audio, Celemony, Fab Filter, New Gen, Waves, Native Instruments, this, that, and the third. And then it I go break it down into categories underneath that. So like if I go Isotope, you have ozone 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reverb, delay. If I go another company, I go have delay, dynamics, harmonics, and you see me? This is too much still. I don't like this list no more than I like the simple list. I like the tree list, and the tree list is the one where I break down everything by manufacturer, and then when you hover over it, it gives you the categories under the manufacturer. So that me say, step one is installing the plugins. I just install 2 new plugins, so I'm going to show exactly what I talk about. So if you see if I'm going on my plugin list, you see them plugins right at the end. You have Reverb, Digitalis, Melodia, and Rhino. Them they are plugins I just install, but I have 2 new plugins I just install. So we go firstly, we go scan for them, and while that I scan, I go show you how to find the plugins folder. So you don't go up on your computer, you go documents, you go look for your folder name, image line. Inside of the image line folder, there will be another folder called FL Studio. Inside of that, the folder there, you go inside of presets. Inside of presets, you go in a plugin database. And then now, you basically there right at your plugin list. So, effects are like compressor, EQ, phaser, flanger, reverb, delay. Those are effects. Generators are like Nexus, Expand, Serum, Spire, Dune, Omnisphere, Keyscape, Contact, and them things there. So, when you go, if you have an effect, you gotta go in at the effects folder, right? Now, the only problem, and I'm gonna show you the one little problem with this method of adding plugins in a FL Studio. And it's not really a problem, it's just something where I think them do on purpose, but I'll show you a thing. So if we go on, we make another folder, right? And we'll put this folder down here. If you look, so going at generators, so these are effects up at the top, generators down at the bottom. So if you notice, both of them have the same things in there. So I'm just install a thing named Kickstart, right? So when you install a plugin, once you put the star next to it, boom, it get added to your plugin list. So if I go in a FL, Kickstart get added to my plugin list at the end. Right now it not show, and the only reason it not show because I need to refresh the list. So if I change it to categories and then change it back to tree, not tree. Oh yeah, tree. Notice I see Kickstart now. You see me? But the problem is that even though I see Kickstart on the mixer, I also see Kickstart on the step sequencer, which if you press load, it will give you an error saying you try load an effect on the step sequencer. So that's the only problem with this method. So the quick workaround, and it's very simple. Once you press Kickstart, what happens is that it will create 2 different FST files. So if we refresh, boom, notice we have Kickstart in us now. Same thing down here. What you want to do is you want to delete it out of generator. You see me? Anything that is not a generator, you want to delete. So, Digitalist, Reverb, Rhino, Kickstart, you delete all of them there. Boom. So now when you go back in a FL Studio and press on generator, right? If you change it to categories and then change it back to 3, notice that them disappear because you delete them out of the folder. The file is no longer there, so FL not detect it. You see me? So if you get them to show up in FL Studio under category, we just need to find the we not really say find the manufacturer, you need to know the manufacturer. So I know say Reverb is made by a company name called Overload. There's also another thing I'm gonna add to plugin list from Overload name EQP. So notice how it create EQP and it create it down so delete it from the generator. Boom. So I know say EQP and the Reverb is made by Overload. So let's say you don't have a folder, you just make a folder and you call it Overload. Boom. Once you make that folder, you go into the folder. If me never have this Reverb folder already, I would make one, put the Reverb in that. This is a EQ, so I'm going to put the EQ in this. All of them folder, yeah, me make them. You see me? Like I said, I go consolidate down my plugin database and upload it to my website so you can download it. And all you know that I have to do then is copy and paste the thing I want to download to the respective folder. So the stuff for the effects, you're going to copy it to the effects, and the stuff for the generators, you're going to copy it to the generators. You see me? So now that we have Reverb and the EQP in the respective folder them, when we come in at FL Studio and we'll go to Overload and go Reverb, as like I said, remember say, because in a FL we have to kind of refresh the list. So if we go and go categories and then go back to 3 and go in the Overload folder in a Reverb now, it's showing Reverb. When you press it, it open it. You see me? Just like that. So that is how you do that. Like I said, I'm going to put a link to both of the folders. Basically, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So what I am going to do to help you guys is, I don't know why FL Studio is not showing my minimize buttons. I don't know where they are. Normally them at the right. I am not seeing them. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just, if I press that FST, notice we have 401 file. These are like plugins and stuff I have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of these so you can then copy yours into the respective folders. And it's a very simple process. If you follow exactly what I'm just show you, you shouldn't have no issues whatsoever. You see me? So until next time, it's your boy, Itz-Beez-Da, TrackStar. Peace.